How many disposable dishes have you used over the last year? Just think about this, and start thinking about which one are the which ones are the places where you use them the most. When we speak about disposable dishes, I want you to think about those that are from different materials like styrofoam or the most common ones that you use at your parties. Of course, when you have a lot of people attending, you might prefer the ones that are cheap, right? The ones that are uh, only going to be used for that moment and then you're just going to throw them away, even with some wastage of food. So when we talk about disposable dishes, we're not only speaking about plates, there's also cups, there's forks, knives, and there's also different sizes, different shapes that you probably are going to be using on these parties, right? It depends on the situation that you're going to be um, having or the party, the gathering, etc. So think about those. Think about how many of those you have used during the last year. Now, think about those places where you probably use them the most. And here's just a quick example. You're probably thinking about some church activities, you're probably thinking about some family gatherings, some parties that you're attending with some friends. And these are the most common places where you have them. And I want you to focus now or center your attention in church activities, right? As members of the church, we have a lot of activities that involve food, and at the same time, well, you have to use probably disposable plates or disposable dishes. Now, what happens after the church activity finishes? All of these disposable dishes are going to be thrown away. In some cases, there's people serving food in these disposable dishes, and they just start getting this food into these plates. And at the end, there's more plates served than people attending. So, if someone wants to grab more food, then instead of using the same dish that they already have, people will offer them a new one. And this will create more waste at the end. So, just picture this in your mind. And I want you to see this picture. This is how disposable dishes will end. And at the end, it's gonna take a very long time to decompose. So there's some key information about these disposable dishes. Some of them are from styrofoam or polystyrene and different other materials. So here's some information that I want to share with you. Polystyrene is considered safe for food use when it's in a solid state. However, heating can cause chemicals to leach from the foam and into the food, eating the contents of a melted foam container one time is unlikely to cause harm. That's from UCLA Health. Also, the Society of Environmental Journalists has mentioned that the estimate of, of lifespan of styrofoam in a landfill is around 500 years to decompose, and some put it way beyond that. So think about those that you have used during the last year. Definitely, it may take a very long time to decompose all of that waste. And also think about the other material, I mean, polystyrene. If you use this material with food that is really hot, then it's gonna leach some chemicals that might hurt your health. So probably it's not the best idea to have these used during activities where there's not gonna be this control and you're gonna probably be using them for food that is hot. So it's not very safe. And also it is something that will take a very long time to decompose. So here's the problem. We use this at church. We use this during the activities. So my speech is focused on how we can improve. How can we care about the environment more? And here's a solution. We can use washable dishes. Um, According to a report on the Sustainable Nog website, the price on dishes that are washable is 4 times more expensive than a disposable dish. However, if you think about how many you're going to be using and how many times you're going to be just using them over and over, washable dishes are the best option. Why? Because you're going to have them for more activities. If you think about this concurrency or this, yeah, this concurrency, um, you can buy one washable dish for 4 different plates that you will be just throwing away. So probably the cost of buying these dishes, these washable dishes, will be cheaper in the long term. So this is the idea that I want to present to you. Make sure that in the church we set up a plan to take care more about the environmental or about the environment, and just make sure that we start using some washable dishes for our activities. I know you might say probably, well, that's good, but who's gonna be washing them? You know, I'm not gonna wash over 100 plates and then 100 cups and then 100 knives. That's gonna be a very tough job to keep. So the plan that we're introducing in my homework is buying some disposable, I mean some washable dishes, and then assign some families to take care of them. These families will be in charge of only 10 cups, 10 plates, 10 forks, 10 knives, 10 of everything. And then they will be taking care of them. This is the work that will be assigned throughout the work. And the idea for this is to make sure we have enough plates for different activities or enough dishes for different activities and that we take care of the environment. So, what do you think? Are you ready to take this step into consideration and make sure you take care of the environment?